Dr. Manoj, do you start the recording?
Yeah, I started recording, Professor. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, then can you see my presentation?
Yeah, perfectly. Yeah.
Okay, then our topic is publishing in index journals. Then we will move to the why we need to focus on index journal in Sri Lanka as a university lecture. Then this is the just for your information, and also what is the final target? That means final target as the university lecturer. Can anyone answer that one? What is your final target as a university lecturer?
Sir, this is Kajandi from University of Vaunia. As I'm an academic, I want to be a good researcher that everyone at the end of a day should remind me, right? Remember me, right? When they are searching my name, so many articles have to come in the platforms. I'm willing to.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Then be a successful academic. Then how we can be a successful academic? Then we need to earn academic reputation, national and also the international. How we can earn academic reputation? We can earn that one being a good researcher. Then remember, not researcher is good researcher. Then later we will discuss what is good. Then how we can calculate academic reputation? Then if we have academic reputation, we should show our academic reputation to others, or others should know about the our academic reputation. What we can do? We can maintain several profiles like Google Scholar profile, ResearchGate profile, Publons profile. Publons most for the review, and also the Scopus profile. These 4 profiles, there are some other profiles as well, but those are more academic. Then if you can maintain this profile, then update your profile, and if you can continue that updating this profile by publishing more papers, then getting citation from others, then this is the good index to show your academic reputation. Then I'll show some of the example from one person. Then he is my mentor, and also he is the person who was behind my all success. Professor Yuji Murayama. He is the emeritus professor and adjunct researcher, University of Tsukuba. Then you can see his Google Scholar profile. Then you can see his Google Scholar profile. He has citation 6056 with H index 40 and H10 101. He's and also his major discipline area also you can see: human geography, geoscience, geospatial analysis, spatial modeling, urban geography. Then this is his top cited papers, and also this is the citation distribution from 2014 to 2021. Then if anyone search Yuji Murayama in Google Scholar profile, he or she can get the academic reputation. He can calculate that academic quality and academic reputation from Professor Murayama. And also you can see his Publon account. Then this is his Publon account, and also you can see his ResearchGate account, and ResearchGate score 37.33 with H index 37, and also this is the Scopus account. And these four account and profile, it's very good platform to show your academic achievement to the others. Then in Sri Lanka, the value of index journal in Sri Lanka. Then you all know that there are 2 circulars, one suspended, that means Commission Circular 2019 number 11, one already suspended. But I know that we all know that very recently they are going to introduce within next 1 year or 2 years, they will introduce new recruitment circular for the post of associate professor and professor. And up to now, that commission circular number 1916 is still functioning. In that one, that index journal article, they have given more value for the index journal article. In here, you can see recognized index journal article list in this website, that means in Web of Science. They have mentioned Science Citation Index Expand, Social Science Citation Index, Art and Humanities Citation Index in Web of Science, and etc. And some other Web of Science index. Then in the suspended circular, they have given more indexes, and they have added some that emerging source of citation index, and Scopus, and some educational one, library one, engineering index, and some other index. Then you can see how index journal article playing a vital role in the Sri Lankan academic promotion and recruitment. Then just we need to move to the what is index journal. And in the indexing database hires scientific journals having a good track record of maintaining the ethics and quality in terms of the publication. To get the index, the journal, they should show their quality, ethics of the publication. Indexing journal considered to be higher quality to comparison to the non-index journal. The index journal, they have more quality than non-index journal, because they are always monitoring that indexing agency. They are monitoring the ethics and quality of the journal. Indexing of the journal provide better visibility to the journal with the wider user, and being visible and accessible to large people will cause better quality paper and result. This one I took this one from the Thomas Hamel from the editor, Science of Total Environmental Journal, Environment Journal. Then what are the main journal indexing agencies? In here, I am just showing 2 main indexing databases for social science and humanities and also the management. The Web of Science is Scopus. Then I will share today presentation. I think Dr. Manoj, that we can upload to our WhatsApp group. Then anyone can get this one. And also you can see Web of Science. There are 4 basic 4 index. Science Citation Index Expand, that we call SCIE, Social Science Citation Index, SSCI, Art and Humanities Citation Index, AHCI, Emerging Source Citation Index, ESCI. This one recently they given this citation. This one just like a transitional index. That you all know that journal should mature some level, then to get the Science Citation Expand or Social Science Citation Expand. Before that one, that journal is they are showing their quality of that journal. They can get the transitional level, emerging source of citation. Then once journal received the science citation index expand or social science citation index expand, they automatically will remove the emerging source of citation index. Then Scopus, some other one. Then Scopus also in most of the then Indian researchers, they are willing to get to publish more papers in index, Scopus index, because they need to earn marks for the promotion, and UGC, then they are more focusing on the Scopus journal. But I suggest you, if you want to publish the index journal article, you can publish, you better to try to publish Web of Science or Scopus index journal article. I'm pretty sure in the future promotion and recruitment circular, they will include this indexes. Already this one, that Web of Science already that included, and Scopus also, they will incorporate in the future circulars. Then we will move to the how do I process to publish an index journal. Then you can see how do I process to publish the index journal paper. There are some steps. The one is select the topic on which you want to write the journal paper. The broad topic, you can decide some tentative topic based on your research paper. You research based on your research. Then you can search approximately 50 journal articles from reputed. Very important thing is reputed databases like Science Direct, Elsevier, that one. Then some other journals like some other databases, IEE, and that kind of database. You can get approximately 50 research papers. Then after, you can select 20 to 30 research paper related to your topic. Then you need to select at least 20-30 papers from your field, the topic. Read the title of these relevant research papers and make the title of your journal paper. You can read you can give me 1 minute. Then after, Then after, you can read the abstract and also the abstract of the paper. Then after, you can read this introduction of this paper, and it will help to get more knowledge to how to write the abstract and also how to write the introduction of your paper. And then after, then you can and also find out the tools and simulation used by these research papers to see if you can use any of tools to do some experimental work related to your journal papers. Then you can, by looking at these papers, you can think about how you can arrange the table and figures, then how you can summarize your result, the presentation mode. That means it can be chart, it can be map, it can be some other flow chart or something. Then you can also compare the result and do the comparison to make your own experimental assumption. That what you can do, then you can read these related papers. Then when you are writing the discussion, you can cite this paper, and you can get some very important findings of these papers, and you can cite them in your introduction and also the discussion, and it will help you to enhance your discussion. Then finally conclude your research paper with conclusion and future works. Then you can conclusion part, you can incorporate that future works. If that research is some part of your research, you can incorporate the future works. Then the reviewers and editor, they know that research is not completed. This is the part of the research. And also same time, remember to add this research paper as a reference. That above mentioned reference, above read and papers, you can add as the references. Those are the steps to publish index journal article. Then next one, then we can move to the next slide. Then what are the main point need to think to select suitable journal? Then number one, assume that once you finish your research paper, then you want to find the suitable journal. How we can find the suitable journal? The one method is, you, as mentioned earlier slide, you have read more than 50 or more than 20 to 50 research papers. Then you can see majority of the research papers come from some publishing group or some journal. Then you can submit to that journal. If not, you can if you want to submit to the Elsevier or Springer, then you can find the you can submit, you can find suitable journal using these two website, Springer Journal Suggester and also Elsevier Journal Finder. Then I will show how to use that one. Then another one is impact factor or CiteScore. If you want to move to the SCI, SSCI journal, then you need to think about the impact factor. Then if you want to go for the Scopus, you can think about the CiteScore, that one. And also, once you select this journal, then you need to think about the aims and scope of the journal. Aims and scope of the journal. And next one, abstracting and indexing. Then you need to think about the index, the type of index. And also metrics of the journal. Then later I will show metrics of the journal. And review speed, that one also very important. If you are a PhD student, you cannot wait 1 year or 1.5 years to get the review response. Some journals take a little longer time, and some journals, they are very quick in reviewing. Then you need to think about the review speed. And also, this one also very important, acceptance rate. Acceptance rate. Some journal, they are just accepting 10%. Some journal, they are accepting 15. Some journal are accepting 50%. It's based on these all factors, that mean impact factor, popularity of the journal, and that kind of things. Then last one, very important one, you want to publish if you have money, if you have a research grant, if you have a PhD grant, then you can use open access, that you can pay for that journal. Then later we can discuss. I saw some some question related to the open access, and also You can see other one, subscription one, also open access. This one, those are the 8 points you need to focus. Then the step by step, the write, finish, and submit. Then once you write the manuscript, the paper, then you need to finish it and submit. What we can do? What are the steps? Then you can see finish the manuscript. Then second one, review and edit by yourself. Then review and edit by yourself. 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 Then why that? More time, because you need to submit the best quality manuscript to the journal. How we can provide the best quality output to the journal? You need to review and edit. Review and edit. Always you need to at least 10 times after the you complete the manuscript, you need to more than 10 times to review and edit the manuscript. Then the next level, you can ask review and edit by senior person or top co-author. Then if you have a series of the co-author, you can ask your top co-author, that means senior person, senior colleagues, to read that, review and edit the paper. Then again, once you get the comment from that senior person, then review and edit by yourself. Review and edit by yourself. Finally, review and edit by all co-author. That means final manuscript need to be read and edit by all co-authors, because you all know sometimes once we read to used to read our papers, it's very difficult to find mistake. Then we need to ask other co-authors to read and comment on that one. Then finally submit to the journal. Then you can see very few steps, but you need to do more times, and some part you need to do more times. Then those are the popular publishing group. You can see Elsevier, Taylor and Francis, Springer Nature, Sage, that I forgot to mention, that Hindavi, and that Whaley, Pontius, PLOS Group, MDPI, Cambridge University, Oxford University. Those are the popular publishing group. There are several large number of journal articles. Then you can publish in this publishing group. Then this is the one example. You can then I know that most of the people know about the sustainability journal. Then that's why I select sustainability. Then you can see this is the web. This is the top page of the sustainability. In here you can see the name of the journal and also the impact factor in recent one, 3.25, and now site score. Below the site score you can see Scopus, this one. Then in this part you can see left side of the corner, you can see very important information, important information. Then I will move to the sustainability. Wait, I will move to the sustainability journal page. Okay, Dr. Manoj, can you see my web page? That means Sustainability Journal homepage.
Yes, Professor. Yeah.
Okay, then you can see that impact factor and also the site score. And this is the important of the information related to the journal menu. Then you can see aims and scope. Then you can go to the sustainability. Sustainability is the vast range of, it's a broad research journal. You can submit vast range of the papers to this one. Then you can see this is the about aims and subject area. You can see how that the journal expecting what kind of journal articles. Then in here you can see volume 1 to volume 13 in the editorial board. You can see editorial board members from different countries. He's the editor-in-chief, and also some other professors and senior researchers, and review board. And also you can see sustainability. They have 1,307 reviewers, review board members. And then you can go for the topic board, and also then you can see instruction for the authors. Then you need to read this all before the submission. Then it will show how to arrange your research paper. And also they have given their own template in LaTeX or Word. Then you need to follow their format, and you need to submit that your paper with their format. You cannot submit your own one, your own format. Then special issues. Then you all know that most of the journal, they are maintaining several special issues. Nowadays they are maintaining online education, COVID, pandemic situation, that kind of special issues. In you can see some special issues. Then if you think your paper, that as example, you can see, we can say that if you finish your manuscript about the COVID and sustainability in tourism sector in Sri Lanka, then what you can, my advice is better to submit to the special issue based on the special issue, more focused to the COVID or tourism, that kind of little bit easy to get acceptance from that one. If you submit to that journal, the main journal, that means that without selecting special issue, it will be a little bit difficult. But if you find the suitable special issue, it might be a little bit easy for you to publish the paper. Then article processing charges. This is the open access one. Then open access, you can see that they have open access fee 1,900 franc. Then it's almost around nearly 500,000 Sri Lankan rupees. Then in indexing and achieving, then indexing and abstraction, you can see what are the main index. Then you can see Web of Science. You can see Web of Science, science citation expand, science citation, social science citation expand, and also Scopus, some other indexes. You can see many of the index. Then most cited and most viewed article. Then you can go to this section, and you can see that from all the time which journal article cited more. You can see this one from Ever History in Sustainability Journal. You can see this article cited more than 428 times. Then most view also, you can see most view one. Then most downloaded one. Then last 6 months, then last 24 months, 12 months, last 14, and last 26 months. Then I think you all show that Dr. Manoj share one of our article was selected as the top 10 among the top 10 articles in climate journal from last 2 years. That one also come from this most cited and viewed section. Then this is the very important things. Journal statistics. Then journal statistics, you can see this is the very important things, how journalists develop. If you want to submit your article to the Growing Journal, you can see the impact factor, then how that impact factor improving from 2015 to 2020. 2050, 1.343, then in 2020, 3.251. Then you can see. Then citable item and citation. You can see in 2020, the journals, sustainability journal, they received 71,638 citation. Then total citable items 10,570. Then you can see that view and things, and also that other things. Then I will move to the journal history. Then I will show that another important thing. Then you can see that sustainability is the Q1 journal, geography, planning and development. You can see the SJR ranking. SJR ranking 2020 is 0.61, very low one. Then this is this one. Then statistics, you can see how that in published papers in from in each month from 2013 to 2021. Then you can see January they have published 1,141. Then February 1,114. Then you can see 1,284 likewise. Then this is the very important point for the author. Rejection rate by year. You can see in 2020 they received 27,969 submission, but they accepted 10,690. The rejection rate 61, then acceptance rate 39 acceptance rate. Then you can see publication time, and also that days, the first submission to the acceptance to the publication. This is the paid journal, little bit quick, nearly 2 months time we can publish the paper, but we need to pay more than 500,000 rupees for this journal. And also you can see this is the valuable information. Then journal history. If you want to get the information about the journal history, you can go to this section. You can see 2009 they have started this one. Then you can see how this journal developed, and then you can see up to 2020. Then impact factor, that kind of things you can see. Then other things, editorial office, conference, then journal awards. Then you can see journal awards also. Then travel. Most of the journals they are offering some awards. Then any authors they can apply and they can get that one. Okay. Then I'll show some other journal. That means some other journal. Dr. Manoj, can I get a little time?
Yeah, sure.
Then, okay, then I think I will go to my presentation. Then we can, yeah. Okay, then, and you can see the next one, Geoscience Frontiers. Then anyone can go to this journal. This one also and very important thing is this journal also the open access journal, but this one we don't need to pay for this journal. This journal open access fee will be paid by the Chinese Academy of Geoscience. Then this is the official journal of the Chinese Geoscience Union. Then that's why if your journal article selected for this one, then you don't need to pay. You can see site score, impact factor, and also acceptance rate 21, then review time. Then if you want to get more information, you can go to the this journal. Then as I mentioned in my second slide, then your target to be a successful academic. Then what can be achieved by being good academic? Then be a good researcher. Then this one, the first one is to be a good researcher. How to be a good researcher? You need to publish more research papers in more reputed journals. Then you all know that there are some predatory journals. Then I'll share that one in the future with that our WhatsApp group. Then predatory journal, I think don't publish any papers in predatory journals. In the future, if you put that predatory journal articles to your application, now also some universities like Jaffna and Ruhuna, they are before proceed that that your promotion application, they will check that your journal article is predatory or not. Then don't publish any predatory journal articles. That means predatory journals. Then if you pay $100, they will publish within 1 day. There are some more journals. Then predatory journal list also, then I'll share that one. And that one, that you can be a good researcher by maintaining good research output. And also important thing to publish to very good journal and index journal and continually publish. If you publish 10 papers in 2020, then again you publish 10 papers 2030, that one is not good. Then when you submit your paper, your document to some international agencies, they will monitor your progress. That means every year at least you should publish some journal article. Then once you publish more paper, then you can get the more reputation from other researchers. How you can get the reputation from the other researchers? They will cite your research. Then all over the world, the top universities also cite your papers. Then you can enhance your citation. Otherwise, you cannot do anything to citation. Then what you can do? Then you need to publish more papers. Then you need to maintain the pool of the paper. Then you can get the more citation. Once you receive the more citation, your H index, your I index, it will increase by step. You know that once you receive the H index 10 in Scopus, then that in academic community, it shows that lead in academic. Then once you submit the paper to the MDPI, you can get 50% discount for that one. They have mentioned they can give 50% discount for the MDP, that some MDPI or some other journal. Then you can get 50% discount being the leading scientist to maintain in H index 10 in Scopus, not Google, but they are getting Scopus H index 10 is difficult than Google Scholar, that because due to that database restriction and things. Once you received the good researcher and also publish more papers, then second stage of the researcher to be a reviewer. You cannot control that one. You need to wait. You need to earn that one. That once you publish more papers, then journal will ask you to become the reviewer of their journal. I know that Dr. Manoj and our Dr. Disanayak, I think he's also in this forum, and they are reviewing more papers. And also myself also nearly one day, nearly 5 papers they are asking to review. Then it's a very difficult task. But reviewing also very important thing, because you all know that as a researcher, we should update our knowledge. How we can update our knowledge? One is reading published paper. Other one is the upcoming paper. If you can, the reviewer reviewing the paper, you can get some more knowledge, new techniques, new data set, and new study area. Assume you are reviewing paper in Addis Ababa, then you can get the all related information Addis Ababa. Then the second day you reviewing paper in Moscow, then you can get some idea about the Moscow. Then you are reviewing paper in some other Amazon area, Amazon forest area, then you can get more information on that one. Then you can explore your knowledge. Then third part, to be an editor, to be a reviewer is easy. To be an editor, you have to wait. Then you cannot earn that one. They need to provide that. Then once you maintain good Pablon profile, then Google Scholar and some other Scopus account, then editor-in-chief of the journal, they will ask you to join guest editor or editorial board member. That one is the last part of the researcher. Then first try to be a good researcher, then timely you will receive the reviewing process and also the editor. And another important thing, that once you become the good researcher, what kind of thing, what type of awards and what type of recognition can you get from the Sri Lankan community and also Sri Lankan academic community and also government. Then you all know National Science, NRC, National Research Council, they are providing Presidential Award for the best 10 papers, first 100 papers in Sri Lanka based on the SJR ranking, then top 100 papers, and also the second 100 papers, that means from 1 to 100 Presidential Award, then second 101 to 200, they will give NRC Merit Award. And every year that in 2001, if you publish 2020, then you will get that one in 2022, because you all know that some journal, they are taking time to index, that means get some ranking, that means SJR ranking. Then most of the universities, they have now a award system. And recently, Rajarata University of Sri Lanka also, we are providing 13 different kind of awards for those who are doing in research. Then that one also, it's possible to get that award. Then CVCD Excellency Award, that one also the Excellency Award. You can get that one, Senior Award or Junior Award, especially those who are in below the 14. Then I am very happy to encourage you all to publish more papers. And first, it's eligible for that one. They need at least 10 marks for the to be eligible for the young researcher, and 30 marks for the senior researcher. That one also another platform you can get the reputation. And some other reputation. And also if you maintain good research record, you can apply some consultancy and also some projects, some especially postdoctoral fellowship and also fellowship. If you my advice to the university lecturers, and don't waste your sabbatical leave to your home. That we all know, the most of the university lecturers, they take sabbatical leave to get rest, but don't waste your sabbatical leave. Then that is the privilege. They provide both air tickets also. Then you can go to somewhere in the world, you can explore the new knowledge, then you can get the experience in some universities in Asian region or some Europe or anywhere. If you maintain good record, it is very easy to get a sabbatical position and also postdoctoral fellowship. Okay, then this one is Abraham Lincoln. The most reliable way to predict the future is to create it. අපි හැමෝම දන්නවා, අපි හැමෝම අනාගතය ගැන හීන දකිනවා. හැබැයි මම හිතන්නේ වඩාම හොඳ දේ තමයි hard work කරලා, අපිට මහන්සි වෙලා, අපිට කැපවීම කළා, ඒ වෙනුවෙන් අවුරුදු කීපයක් මහන්සි වෙලා අපි හැමෝටම පුළුවන් හොඳ අනාගතයක් ගොඩනගා ගන්න. අපි අවුරුදු 30න් ජොයින් වුණොත් යුනිවර්සිටි එකට අවුරුදු 35ක් සර්විස් එකේ ඉන්නවා. අවුරුදු 35න් අවුරුදු 5ක් හරියට වැඩ කරොත්, මම එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් එකෙන් කියන්නේ, අපි දන්නවා අපේ අනිත් අයත් එහෙමයි. අවුරුදු 5ක් හරියට වැඩ කරොත් ඉතුරු අවුරුදු 30ම ඒ අවුරුදු 5න් ජීවත් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Then any question? I think Dr. Manoj and others also, then we can go for the discussion session. Then thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity. I'm very happy today to present this output. I think there might be some errors or things, and that in the future we are in this group, and I am very happy. If you need any assistance, then I am ready to give that one. And also that Dr. Manoj explained, I got my professorship in 41. Then I think if you work hard, you can be the professor before that. Then thank you very much.
Right. Thank you very much, Professor Manjula. Such an inspiring story and such an informative session that you just delivered. Right now, let's move into the questions and answering session. I'm referring to the WhatsApp questions that our colleagues sent us early today, right? And I will be answering most of these questions. And in the meantime, Professor Manjula and Dr. Veeratunga will also join me when required, when addressing those questions. the first question. How can we identify the index journal and procedures for publication? So as Professor Manjula mentioned, right, first you can select the journal of your interested areas, of your expertise areas. So you need to go look at the journal's aims and scope, right? Say, although you are into the business management or human resource management or some other marketing management, there could be some other journals specialized in digital marketing, or it could be some employee grievances like that, right? So look at the aim and scope of that particular journal to identify which journal best suit for your particular study. And then you have to go for the journal information. Under journal information or under journal abstracting or index, you will see the clear list of indexes, including the indexes that mentioned by Professor Anagale. It could be SSEI, SCI, right, EI, or it could be ESCI, Scopus, like that.
Dr.
So,
Manoj.
yeah, Dr. Viratung, yes.
Dr. Manoj, sorry for the interruption, and I think we can show them some example, if you allow me.
You can share. You can share. Yeah.
Right. When you're identifying a journal, which is a high quality one, as you said, we need to go for the indexing and abstracting section.
Yeah.
Indexing and abstraction section, right?
Yeah.
So in that section, let me share something. Right. I can see the Google Chrome that I'm sharing. Let me go to this journal. Right, this is one of the top. Actually, this is the top journal in the management when it comes to business management. This is Academy of Management Annals, right? So, what you need to look for when you want to identify a journal which is high quality, you need to look for this one. Impact factor. But even in the journal which are not indexed, they have different impact factors. But you need to see whether this impact factor comes from Web of Science Clarivate Analytics. Right? Am I correct, Manoj? Dr. Manoj?
Yeah. Clarivate, yeah.
Yes. And if you see that a journal is indexed in Web of Science, definitely that journal is a high quality one, right? There are different indexes, as Professor Manjula said, social science citation index and science citation index and science citation expanded index and the ECI. There are different indexes. Usually for people who are in management discipline, business and management discipline, we should publish our paper in social science citation index, not science, because it's very difficult. And sometimes these journal which are indexed in I will say SCI or SCIE, these are the short names. In these journal published or indexed in these sections, not related to us. They are, these journals are science journals, right? So we should look for, as management people, we should look for the journal which are indexed in under the category of social science citation, right? So if you can find this impact factor, right? You can see the impact factor of this journal, because this journal is one of the best. Actually, when it comes to ranking, it's the first journal, right? If you have 1 or 2 papers in this journal, definitely you won't be in Sri Lanka, right? So that is the reputation of this journal. There are a few journals in this organization, academic and management. All the groundbreaking and the theory development papers are publishing. Most of them publish in one of these journals. You can go to this website and you can find. And there's one other thing I want to tell you. I think there's one question regarding that. I think I can explain when that question comes. What do you think, Dr. Manoj?
Yeah, when it comes,
difference between these indexing, ranking, and DOI. There was one question related to that. So we can answer that later, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sorry, Manoj, you can continue.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Viratung. And Dr. Viratung is again from the Department of Accountancy and Finance of Faculty of Management Studies, Rajat University of Sri Lanka. He also recently completed his PhD from Wuhan University of Technology of China, and having a large number of index journal articles. And he's also working as a reviewer and an editorial board member of many index journals in the world. Right. Thank you, Dr. Veeratunga, for your contribution, and we expect the same in this discussion in future as well. Right. And moving into the question and again, the procedures for publication in index journals. Usually, when you are viewing or going through a an index journal website, you will see the guideline for authors. Basically, when it comes to the Elsevier's or Sage, there will be a kind of a 20 or 30 page document that you need to download, and it will give you a comprehensive idea of what steps you need to follow and what standards they're expecting, right? So keep in mind, before, I mean, when I'm writing a paper, I'm sure Professor Manjula and Dr. Veeratunga also, we also do the same. When we are conducting a study, we look at the journal first. What type of a journal are we going to address? What type of a journal are we going to submit this particular paper? And then we look at the aims and scope and what type of papers have been published in the recent past, right? Then we can have a kind of a develop an idea. Okay, then they have this line of publications, so we can identify maybe the kind of a theoretical gap, maybe a research gap, and these are the standards they are going to expect, right? Then you can make your baby nice and smooth for them to accept. So that is important. And then what are the main requirements? The next question, what are the main requirements they are considering when reviewing the paper? I hope, yeah. When a top index journal has accepted, receive a journal paper, what they look at is the theoretical contribution that you make. And one of the main mistakes that our researchers do is that we don't make a theoretical gap in our research, but a contextual gap. Right, but not in Sri Lanka, so we are going to fill that gap. That is not theoretical contribution. Even identifying one particular variable in Sri Lankan context might not be theoretical contribution according to the journal standards, right? So we need to take
Dr. Manoj,
yeah.
Again, and when we're talking about theoretical contribution, and actually that is related to social science researchers. I mean, when we talk about the research like Professor Manjula did, actually they do not that much consider about theoretical contribution. Because they are kind of a science research, right? This is very important for field of social science, right? But when you're doing research in mathematics or medicine or sciences, they especially, I haven't seen such an area even in these papers, right? Theoretical framework or theoretical contribution. They have some other aspect to gauge their papers, but in social sciences, we need to make a contribution, at least a little contribution, to get our paper through the editorial review and all the review process.
And Dr. Manoj, another important thing is that then I am going to add some important point for the Dr. Prageet comment. Then there are two types of papers. That one is empirical research, then other one is methodological research. Then if you want to publish the methodological research, that means if you introduce new method, then if you introduce new method, that one, it's you need to more focus on that method. That method is the more important part of that paper. Or the next one is you can get some methodologies from the empirical base. That means other papers. That means if you want to do the urbanization pattern and its negative impact in Kandy, then I think we are not in position to provide the new methodology. Then what we can we can extract some methodology from different papers. Then our paper, the empirical research, that means our findings and result and findings of the paper is much more important, not the methodology. Then there are two types of methodology papers, and that is why Dr. Prageet mentioned methodology papers. That means theoretical framework, and also other one is the empirical based research. Then that one based you then some journal the top journal, they are expecting more methodology related papers. Why that? They want to get more citation. The methodology, when the method is cited, every time they need to cite that article. Some journal, the more journal, the empirical research, they are encouraging empirical based research. That one also, there are two types of possible research papers. Then you can select based on your output and also the findings of the research. Okay.
Right. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you, Professor, and thank you, Dr. Veeratunga. Now, you see, there are different aspects in the research and different areas that the reviewers are looking at, and again, the editors, right? So we need to get through from the desk rejection, the first hurdle, and then from the reviewers notes, right? And the next question is, do we need to submit any attachments with the articles? Dr. Veeratunga?
Yeah, of course, you will have to, let me give you an example. I published one paper in Journal of Accounting, Auditing and Taxation, and the manuscript long was 125 pages. Can you imagine? It's like a dissertation, because it's not paper itself that long, paper plus all the attachments. Usually paper is about 15 pages long, but if you have other annexures like even your collected data and some questionnaires and some other graph tables, everything you can send them. They will publish, they will go through all these attachment appendixes, and they will publish these attachments alongside the paper, right? It's very important because it's kind of a backup for your paper. If you publish a paper merely to a journal, then it is it is very difficult for you to establish or prove the credibility of your paper. But if you submit all the attachment, but attachment mean not all unnecessary document. Those documents should be related to your paper. For example, sample of questionnaire and additional or supplementary analysis, right? There may be some other document that you can send along with the manuscript.
And also that if you it's depend on the totally journal. Then if you go for in the future, once you publish more papers, then you can go to the top journal like Nature. Then every, that means data set, then each and everything you need to publish, submit to the journal. And also some journal there is, if you use some that questionnaire, that one also, then some that database, that one also they are asking, because they want to you want to show your originality to the journal. That is, this is our original output, this is my original research. How we can show that one? By providing our evidence to them. That is the most important. It's totally depend on the journal requirement.
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes these appendixes and annexes would be longer than the paper, right? Paper would be, as I said earlier, paper would be 15 to 16 page long, but your attachment goes up to 50 pages, right? Because when you read a good article from reputed journal, sometimes they mention within the text, please see the online appendix for the more detail, right? If you go to the appendix, you will see there are 30 to 50 pages long documents are there.
Yeah, and again, let me share my experience as well. Last year, myself, Dr. Veeratunga, and another my PhD supervisor Cheng Li from China, we published another paper with tourism management perspectives, a Q1 top journal in the tourism field, and we did our research using the TripAdvisor reviews, and to get our paper accepted, actually we happened to create a NVivo database with all the reviews we got adapted from the TripAdvisor, and we uploaded it to the Mendeley. We created the DOI, and we happened to submit the DOI along with the our second review, along with the first review, and thereafter thereafter, I felt the reviewers got kind of an impression, okay, these guys have done an authentic word, as Professor Manjula mentioned, and we increased the credibility of our data set and how we have processed the data. And thereafter, they accepted the paper without any hesitation. And there's another advantage of maintaining a good record of your data, because you can publish your data as another journal article. So in Elsevier, there's a journal called Data in Brief. You have to pay like maybe $200 or $300 for that. It's an open access journal, and it is again indexed by the Web of Science. And if you maintain a good data set, if you analyze it properly, you can definitely you stand a chance of hunting down a second article through your original research. And the next question, how to find non-paid journals, and is there any difference quality or standards between paid journals and indexes? Yeah.
Dr. Manoj, can I answer that one?
Yeah, Professor, yes.
Okay, then give me 1 minute, then I'll show that how I'll show one journal. Yeah, I think you can see this one journal. Then once you go to this journal web page, you can see that the publishing option, that one is the open access. Then once you see the OA, this one, and this color most probably, then it's open access. You have to pay for that one. But this one, you can see both. This is the hybrid journal. If you have money, you can go for the open access. If you don't have money, then you can select these two options. One option, this one. Then and some journal, like I show you earlier, this one. Can you see, Doctor? This one, Dr. Manoj, Geoscience Frontiers.
Yeah.
Then this one also open access. Then once you click this open access, then you can see that the author does not have any publication charges for open access. China University of Geoscience, Beijing and Peking will pay to make the article open access. And also another important thing is that Elsevier and also the Taylor and Francis, they provided some certain level of the discount for the open access. That Taylor and Francis provide 50%. That one that Elsevier also provide 50% for our Sri Lanka, the lower middle income country, I think based on the UN classification. Then low income countries 100% free, but even our economy is not good, but we are categorized into a second stage, then we have to pay 50%.
Right. Thank you, Professor. In the meantime, especially in the tourism field, most of the top papers are free of charge. You can go through the journal information, and then you will see the article processing charges, APC. Almost all the journals are having this code APC, and then it will say whether they are going to charge or not. However, as Professor mentioned, if you want to have an open access, if you want to make your paper available as an open access paper, yes, you need to pay. And the main benefit of the open access paper is the citability, right? Because everyone can download it free of charge, and then you will get more citations for your paper. Right. And the next question, what are the criteria that will be evaluated to name journal as an indexing journal? And do we also need to focus on those factors when writing up a paper?
I think actually that what are the criteria that you evaluate the name journal as indexing journal? Actually, we don't need to focus on that one. No, because it's up to that the database maintenance authority.
I think
They are,
I
yeah, Pragit.
Yeah, Professor Manchula, I think the question needed to be rephrased. I think that question means what are the factors that we need to consider when writing a paper to an index journal? Because indexing is something beyond our control, and we should not matter it, as you said. Because when you, if you are running a journal, if you want to index it, and there is a huge process behind. You know, I don't think in Sri Lanka, there is no single journal which has been indexed as SSCI. Well, there's one or two journal, I don't know exactly. There is one or two journal in SCI, Science Citation Expanded, but there is no single journal in Social Science Citation Index in Sri Lanka. Because you know, indexing a journal in these reputed databases is extremely difficult, because for you to, you should have, you know, this huge mechanism behind your journal, this publishing team, company, and everything you need to have. Otherwise, you won't be able to publish, you know, index your journal as SCCI. But this question refers to how or what are the factors that we need to consider when writing a paper to a index journal, right? I would answer that question with one or two words, that is high quality. Right, your paper should be high quality, right? It should have a novelty, and your writing pattern, yeah, it should have a good English, right? Free from errors, grammatical mistakes, and formatting is very important, and writing, especially novelty. But you know, there are some journals, they do not you know, that, you know, considered about novelty. For example, when we talk about PLOS One, right? They especially share in their scope, aim and scope, they say we, regardless of the novelty, we accept paper based on methodological rigorous. They look for new methodologies and sound methodologies. But most journal in social science field, they look for, you know, contribution, theoretical contribution or novelty.
And that is why in my presentation, I show review and edit. That is the most important part of the paper. Then, we all know that we are very hurried to submit the paper to journal. Then you don't be hurried, because you need to polish your paper. That means you need to several times read, or you ask your colleagues to read, you ask your friend to read, and don't keep any single mistake. That means careless mistake will give more negative impact for the paper.
Yes, and there's another, you know, everybody knows in this forum how to find a journal. But if you want to find a good journal, I think you better go for the reputed publishers. For example, you know, Elsevier, Emerald, Sage. These are the few names very familiar to us. And journals publishing these publishers are quite reputable, and they are high quality. And not only these three, because most of the social science journals are in these few publishers, right? And Taylor and Francis and this Academic Management Journal and Wiley publishers, right? These are the few reputed publishers: Wiley, Taylor and Francis. Then we have Sage, Emerald, Elsevier. So if you go to these publishers and if you search journal, most of the journals in these publishers are high quality, right? High quality, and they have a rigorous process behind publishing a paper. And if you publish papers in these publishers, and actually you can earn that reputation.
Yeah, and Dr. Pragit, I put that one, that two journal, Springer and Elsevier, then two web link, then how to find the suitable journal. Then anyone can try with that one. You need just your paper topic and abstract and keywords only.
Yeah, in the meantime, we can also use the Web of Science and the Scopus databases. We can create our own accounts, as Professor Manjula introduced through his presentation at first. And thereafter, if these journals are enlisted or indexed in either Web of Science or Scopus, it will definitely appear. And you can calculate, you can look at the impact factor and all these ratings, Q1 or what is the level, and then you can also decide. And if your particular journal title is not available, if it is not appearing through those databases, which means they are not indexed with the Web of Science or Scopus. That is also another way of hunting for good journals.
Yes, Dr. Manoj, shall I add something?
Yes, yes, Dr. Disanayake. Yeah, most welcome.
Yes, thank you very much for organizing such a kind of events and inviting for us for contribute. And with my experience, I would like to add something to the question that now you are discussing. Actually, I think first we should have to consider about the aim and scope of the journal. Definitely, we should have to meet their requirements. Next, other points, we can read the previously published paper and what they have done and how they have published these papers. In addition to, for example, if you get sustainability, if in any case, we should have to address to the name in sustainability. If it is a urban research, we should have to address how the research is contribute to the urban sustainability. If it is regarding the any other life quality or whatever the things, in the end of the research, we should have to address this keyword. If it get the climate, we should have to address the keywords in climate. Likewise, with my personal experience, because I have published the many papers with the sustain with the MDPI journal and also others. Basically, with my experience, we can say we should have to their keywords. We should have to definitely address their keywords. Then it's a plus point for us for getting the good results from the journal.
And that one is very important, that Dr. Disanayaka's point. And that is why Dr. Manoj also said mentioned that we need to first select the paper, journal and focus to write our paper. Then you can add some discussion section to that paper based on the journal requirement. Then if you are doing the online education in Sri Lanka, then if you want to submit to the sustainability journal, in the last stage, the discussion, you need to how this help to enhance the education sustainability in Sri Lanka, that kind of things. Then you need to focus on that part, that keyword.
Right. We can move into the next question. Actually, some questions are now repeating. As juniors, I don't like the term juniors. Okay, we are colleagues. If we have not published any article in an index journal yet, what are the tips that we can follow to get accepted the paper in an index journal? I think we answered that question, right, Professor Manjula?
Yeah, then actually that one, and then you don't use that junior, then we are all in the same field, because that then if you think that junior, then, and if we think we are the senior, then we need to maintain that difference. But if we are colleagues, then you can always contact us and we can work together. The most important thing is that that you don't need to worry, that the top scientists also before the published first index paper, he was in this category, no? Then you don't need to worry about that. Then what is important thing is to get knowledge. That means that you need to work hard. You need to read more papers. Then you need to ask from your colleagues or seniors, some other, that when we are doing this kind of, when we are doing the papers during the last 5 years, Dr. Manoj, Dr. Prageet, Dr. Disanayaka and myself, we don't have this kind of forum. Then fortunately, Dr. Disanayaka and myself, we are in same university, and I think Dr. Prageet and Dr. Manoj, but different university in but same country. But we just share our experience, especially Dr. Prageet. Then he always asking several questions. Then what are the
actually I want to mention one thing, Professor Manjula. I think you can remember when we met one day at Wuhan airport, right? Where you visited China, Wuhan, for a conference, and you said that you have published a number of SCCI journal, and I was amazed, and I asked you a lot of questions, and actually thank you very much. At that moment, you gave me the inspiration, and today, within this short period of time, actually I have published maybe around 9-10 index papers, not the tier 1. We have actually tier 1 papers, few papers, and 1 or 2 papers, but very good papers we published because, and you and your commitment was kind of an inspiration, actually, personally to me. And that is the time that I started my, this publishing journey. Thank you very much for that.
And also that Dr. Pragit also always asking, and actually that I am very happy for that one. And that I think Dr. Pragit, you remember one day that you and your community was very afraid to submit article to the sustainability. Most of the people, even they don't submit to the journal even one single article to sustainability. They are always telling lies. That don't get others' experience, then just try your experience. I told Dr. Pragit, then what I did, actually, I don't have any knowledge about the accountancy. Then Dr. Pragit sent me the paper to read and comment. Then I edited that paper, that some part. Then I give my suggestion based on my experience. At that time, I published more than 5 or 8 papers in sustainability journal. Then I think that then we can give some advice, then how we can arrange the manuscript, then what are the things need to focus on the paper. Then fortunately, Dr. Pragit got the minor revision, I think, I remember. And also I like to same time, minor revision, no?
Yeah, minor revision. That was
minor revision. That it is very difficult to get the minor revision in sustainability. Why he get the minor revision? He did more edition, review.
Myself did many editing, and Dr. Manoj did, and there were 5 authors, except for my professor, all other. And you were not in the paper, but you did, marvelous job revising those grammatical and other mistake, formatting mistake, and then the paper got minor revision. I'm very afraid of submitting sustainability because they reject paper overnight. We work for 1 year and submit it, and within 1 or 2 days they reject it sometime. So that is very painful. And if you are doing a PhD and if you are expecting to publish paper, if you receive a rejection email, that is like pulling knife through your heart. That's painful.
And also this experience, then Dr. Disanayaka can give more about this experience.
Yes, with my first paper, we submitted it to one journal, then it was rejected. Then we submitted another one. Within 1 day, it was rejected. In third time, we submitted, and then we go to the canteen and have a tea. Then within, I think, 15 minutes, then it was rejected. Within 15 minutes, in third submission. Yes. When we have a tea after submission, then we go to the canteen and having a tea. Then got the message.
On the way to the lab, that paper was rejected, no?
It's rejected. Then Manjula said that after submission, we are not taking the tea because it may be a minus point to the submission.
And I know that that at that time that Dr. Disanayaka then again he edit some part and submit to the another journal. I think the 5th journal, no, that yes. One he was that able to publish the paper, and that the most important thing is rejection is the encouragement. Then you have to keep in mind, and also that if sometimes the journal will reject the paper, editor reject the paper, or sometimes reviewer give comment and reject the paper. That is more important. What you can do, you can edit the based on the review comment, and again submit to the same journal or some other journal. Then you need to do this one even nowadays also. We can get more rejection. We have published more papers, but we will get rejection. That time, don't think about that one.
Yeah.
Dr. Manoj, go ahead. We I think are running out of time.
Yeah. Actually, there's so much things to share with our colleagues. Maybe perhaps later we can go.
Dr. Manoj, give me 1 minute. Yeah. I will show one manuscript. Then this is my first manuscript. then give me 1 minute, then I'll show that one to others.
Yeah.
Then you can see this black letters and blue letters. Then this is my first article. Then you can see, just for your information, then you can see the black one is original manuscript submission. Then other all, then we have added during the review time. Can you imagine that one? You can see more blue letters than black letters. The black letter is my original manuscript. Then blue one, then I have edit that one. You can see then how that reviewing provide the quality to the journal article. You can see this is the final one, published one. Then I submitted that. This one just now I created to show you. It's not easy, but it's not difficult. Then you can see how it's, you can see, you can even easy to count black letters than blue letters, no?
Of course, of course. Sometimes you'll have to turn upside down your paper once you got the reviewer comments. That's, very difficult.
Yeah, definitely the getting a paper accepted by a recognized journal is the most difficult. And again, when it is accepted, of course, you can shed the tears of joy, right? We have done it. And yeah, there are so many things, right? I'm not going to take much time since I also have a meeting scheduled at 7:30, but I can postpone that as well, right? The next question, there is a myth that high quality journals are expensive or take more time to get accepted the paper. Yeah, let me answer that question quickly. There are two ways of two aspects of this question. Yes, when it comes to the quartile one, right, papers, right, or the ABDCA index papers, they might charge high amounts, right? Even when it comes to sustainability and the MDPI, the article processing charges may be around 400,000 or 300,000, it could be. And again, there are ample or free of charge ample journals that does not charge any penny from the authors. Remember that, right? And the number of free journals are much more higher than the number of journals that charge the money, right? And the impact factor is usually the top tiers are free of charge according in my discipline and mostly in the management field, right? The journals with high impacts are basically the free in the management discipline, or perhaps in other disciplines it might be little different, right? However, yes, the high quality journals will take more time to get a paper accepted. And last year, we had another paper published with the Taylor and Francis, the Journal of Tourism and Cultural Change, and the entire review process got like maybe 14 months or 15 months, right? But still, from the first review, it got accepted after the first round of the revision, right? But now 3 weeks back, I submitted another article to a different Taylor and Francis journal, and still the paper is with the editors, which means it has not been reviewed by the editor and it has not been through the editorial desk, and it is not with the reviewer's hand yet. So they will take more time, because why? It is free and the reviewers are doing a voluntary job other than their traditional day-to-day activities, academic schedules, lectures, their own projects and everything, right? Even now, Professor Manjula said he's reviewing five articles per day and he's not getting any single rupee. If I'm correct, right, Professor? You are not paid money, right? Yeah. Usually we are not getting paid for reviewing. So the other reviewers are also not getting paid. As a result, the reviewing process might get stagnated, right? And the next question, what are the benefits of publishing in index journals than publishing in non-index journals?
Can I give
answer
for that one?
Yeah.
Then, as I mentioned earlier, that's the number one is that academic reputation. That means that in the world, not in Sri Lanka, but in the world, if you submit application to some that if you are not still started the PhD, if you have some 2 or 3 papers in index journal article, it's very easy to get the international scholarships. I remember one of my student, Gunalan from Jaffna University, we did one paper to with that collaboration. We did one paper. That paper, one paper helped him to get that one European scholarship. Then he went to Italy for the masters. Then again he got the one that scholarship for his PhD in Denmark. Now he's in Denmark doing PhD. That kind of benefit, even one paper, he got that kind of reputation. I think as a senior one, that not the senior, sorry, for that senior means that once you publish more papers, then you can get the international funding opportunities, international grants, and also you can enjoy your sabbatical leave, you can enjoy your vacational leave, not in being Sri Lanka. You can go to here and there in the world, and also you will get reviewing opportunity. Then I'll show you how that important reviewing that we all know. Give me Dr. Manoj, that even time is limited. I want to show this one. Then this one is, then I want to show this one to them. Then you can see that normally once you review the paper, that one Elsevier paper, once you review the paper, you will get 30 days free access to the, if you review one paper in Elsevier, the Scopus journal, you will get 30-day access to the completely full section of the Science Direct. You can see I have 870 days remaining. That means I have review that you can see review history. I have review then rewards, that one, certificates, then profile. Then I have review more than I cannot remember. I review 55 review completed in 15 journal article. Then 55 review, I got the now I have that 870 days free access to the Elsevier and Scopus journal. Then you know, even our some universities, they don't have privilege to access that database. I think, Dr. Manoj, we also don't have, no?
We don't have the Science Direct. We don't have the stage.
But you can see, I have completely science citation, Science Direct access.
Okay.
That one, 870. That means more than 3 years I have for the from today. Then that kind of benefit you can get if you review the MDPI. You will get some not money but vouchers as a gift voucher. Then you can claim that one for next publication. I think I have won nearly 5,000 franc. That means franc for my reviewing process, more than 5,000. And then I claim that one for my article processing charges. Okay, thank you.
Great. Thank you, Professor. And in the meantime, if you publish with index journals, definitely you will get more citations from the next year onwards or from the next month onwards, and it will help you to apply for your promotions in your academic career, right? And international recognition, right? And your contribution to the knowledge is vast when you are publishing with the index journal, if I may add. And what is the difference between paid index journals and non-paid index journals? Actually, in paid index, the only difference I see is that the paid index journals will process your articles faster than the non-paid index journals, right? Am I correct, Dr. Veeratunga?
I think
And
that is-
one comment, Dr. Manoj.
Yeah.
Then I know that then I got the news from UGC. Now they are going to they are not considering impact factor is imago ranking for the giving marks for the promotion. Now in the future, then you will get the one circular that they are going to weight given weight to the that journal quality. That means impact. That means it might be impact factor SJR ranking.
Yeah.
Based on that one, you will get high marks for the high index journal, low marks for the low index journal.
Now, Dr. Manoj, I think we need to clarify this. There is no kind of paid indexing and non-paid indexing. There is no that kind of separation. Indexing is same for every journal. You know, as we said, the most repeated indexing is Web of Science, right? If you can index your journal, either your journal is a paid one or non-paid one. I mean, paid one mean when authors publish papers, the authors have to, pay. Non-paid mean they don't have to pay. But in order to get indexing, your journal should be high quality. But usually we don't use that word paid or unpaid. We call open access or non-open. Or usually open access journal, we need to pay. But in open access journal, when we pay money, as Dr. Manoj said, the article processing is, quite a bit rapid. They will publish your paper within, 3 or 4 months. And when it comes to MDPI, they publish your paper within 1 or 2 months, right? That is, I think, only the advantage. But when it comes to social science period, especially business and management, there is a belief among the scholars that publishing in non-paid journal, right? Non-paid journal is, kind of, I would say, better than publishing in open access journal, right? But in science, that is completely different, because when it comes to medicine and other sciences, most of the journal are open access. That means authors, they will have to pay when they publish in their papers when it comes to medicine and sciences. Especially if you go to those, when we talk about MDPI, this is a science-based publisher, and most of the journals are related to science. And when you go to BMC, most of the journals are science, and you have to pay. When you go to PLOS, you have to pay, because these are science journals are science-based and science-related, medicine, science, engineering. So you have to pay. But when it comes to social science like management, accounting, HRA, marketing, if you are trying to publish in a good journal, you should find a journal which is not open access, which you don't have to pay. That means you don't have to pay that journal. There are plenty, as Dr. Madhuranga said, Dr. Manoj said, you can find hundreds of journals which you do not have to pay, right? But they are high quality. Publishing an article in these journals are very difficult, because they accept only 5 or 6 papers per issue. They may only have 4 or 5 issues per year. Then they will totally, for example, when it comes to accounting, auditing and accountability journal in Emerald is one of the highest, this high quality journal, only accept 5 or 6 papers per issue, and they have 4 or 5 issues per year. That means in total, they will publish around 30 papers per year, but they have submission around 1,000, 2,000. And accepting your paper, you have a very slight chance getting accepted your paper in those journals.
And Dr. Prageet, actually that I want to answer that question. That is that the most important thing that not in the other world, that most of the Sri Lankans, they have that kind of, how can I say, that misunderstanding that paid journal is low quality and unpaid journal it's quality. That actually quality is not the problem. Quality is maintained by that reputed the quality assurance indexing company. They will provide the same quality. That if one journal is not maintain the quality, they will remove the index from the next year. That one, they need to show their quality. But that most the wondering thing is that those who are even publish one papers in that open access journal, they are giving more bad comment regarding the MDPI. That means MDPI or some other open access journal. The most important thing is, if anyone is not submit any journal, any article to the the particular journal or journal company, they cannot give comment because they don't know the procedure. Then that kind of things, as academic, we just need to forget others comment. Then we just need to get the experience. Then then when you are submitting, then another important thing is European Union and some other union, they have now policy to publish more open access paper than paid that non-paid journal, because non-paid journal, the authors need to pay. How can we pay for the read the paper? The author need to pay an open paper to the general public. Anyone can read, and also you can increase your citation also. That is why that some companies, some that societies, they are providing free of charge open access free. That means Chinese Academy of Science, like that journal.
Right. Thank you, Professor Manjula and Dr. Veeratunga, again for your nice explanations. And the next question I like to forward it to Dr. Veeratunga directly. What is the exact meaning of DOI and the impact factor? Are they same or different? And the purpose?
Definitely, they are different. DOI, I will say, DOI is like your NIC. NIC means National ID Card Number, right? For each paper, there is a digital object identifier. That is DOI. DOI is that is how the paper is digitally identified, like you identified with your NIC. Impact factor is something different, totally different, right? There are different impact factors. For example, the one given by Clarivate Analytics, right? Web of Science. Other one is size score. And these are, kind of a popular factors, impact factors. When we talk about the impact factor given by Clarivate Analytics, that is calculated like this, right? They take one journal, and if they want to calculate impact factor in 2020, right? Sorry, in Clarivate Analytics, they consider 2018 and 2019 years, and they see how many citations do these journal have for their articles. Now, for example, in 2018 and 2019, if they have 200 citations, and they count how many papers are there in this 2018 and 19. Let's say they have 100 papers, and they calculate 200 divided by 100. That means impact factor is equal to, right? You can Google it, and it's very simple thing. I don't need to explain it with you, right? Because we are all scholars and we can find anything. And when it comes to site score, it's a little bit different. Site score takes 2-3 preceding years. For example, 2017, 2018, and 2019. And they see how many, they have how many citations do they have for these articles in 2020, and number of citations divided by number of articles, they take the site score, right? I don't think that you have a clear idea, but you can go to Google and check. There are millions of examples. You can identify what is the difference between the site score and impact factor, but keep that in mind. DOI and impact factor is totally different. DOI, keep in mind, it's like your national ID card number. We all have national ID card number, and all the journal article published in good journal, they have a national ID card number. That is DOI, right? That is digital object identifier. So there are different organizations. Now, even me and Dr. Manoj, we are in the process of getting our JMM indexed in particular index in Sri Lanka. So we need to take this DOI for our papers. Is that correct, Dr.? Manoj?
It is, yeah, in the process.
So DO is that, and impact factor is totally different. Impact factor is usually calculated by these indexing organization, right? As the repeated one is Web of Science, Clarivate Analytics, and other one is the site score. Other one is SJR, Schemago ranking, right? Ranking and indexing is totally different, right? I think we don't have much time to explain all these, right? When you come to indexing, indexing mean they index the journal and take all the article and they take all the metadata and index in the database. Now, for example, let me share this one very quickly because time is almost over and people are getting bored. For example, this one, right? This is the example of indexing. This is one of the papers me and Dr. Manoj published. So if you have published in social science or this Web of Science indexing index journal, they will take all the metadata. Metadata mean article title, authors, and journal name, volume, issue, article number, DOI, published date, document type, abstract, and keywords, and author information, universities, affiliation, everything. They will deposit this into a database, right? This is indexing. Every article published in this index journal are indexed in this Web of Science. This is, I would say, database, right? This is indexing. But when it comes to ranking, there are reputable ranking like Schemago ranking, SJR, right here, right? I will show one journal, Academy of Management Annals. This is Tier 1 journal, of course, Tier 1 journal, and with impact factor of 18.32. Actually, this is a kind of a score of 18.32. Ranking means they simply rank the journal. They do not take individual papers information and put into the database. They only put the journal and they give the ranking. Ranking means this is Q1. Q1 mean first quartile. This is top Tier 1 journal. Q1 mean top 25% journal are in the Q1, and Q2 another next 25, and Q3 next 25, and the last 25 in Q4, right? And there are few reputable indexing in the field of management business, right? One is SJR for all sciences, engineering, and everything. But when it comes to management, there is one ABC. ABC, I will show it you here. This is the ABC. We call it Academic Journal Ranking. This is the different organization, Chartered Association of Business School. They rank and they give, they do not assign a score, they give A plus, not A plus, A star, A, B, and C. And there is another one. This is also important for the people who are in, management. I think I don't have that open that paper. Other one is ABDC. ABDC means Australian Business Dean Council. That is also ranking. They do not index article. They just rank the journal, and they rank A star, A, B, and C. A star means top 5% journal. If you can publish 2 or 3 papers in A star journal, that is you are a reputed scholar. That's all, right? Especially in management and accounting, because the top tier journal mean the very difficult. This is top 5% journal. A star journal mean top 5% journal.
Right. Thank you, Dr. Veeratunga. And in the meantime, there's one more rank, which is ABDC, Australian Business Deans ranking, or Council, Australian
Council ranking.
Council, right? You need to consider that as well. Right. And the last question, I'm sorry, we took an extra 1 hour, but still we have 31 participants left in the forum. We are going to finalize it soon. The last question, how do we cope with the reviewers' comments that we couldn't agree on, or that we won't be able to address within the scope of the study in order to get it accepted for publication? And let me answer that real quick, because I have ample experience in arguing with the reviewers, right, and getting our paper accepted. Actually, there are 2 aspects of the reviews: the positive reviews and the reviews that we can agree, and the reviews that we cannot agree. And this particular comment is about the reviewers' comment that we cannot agree. Actually, if you cannot agree, the best way is to communicate with to the reviewer in the reviewer's response sheet, with sufficient evidence, right? With sufficient evidence, with the required citations, why you are saying that you cannot agree to this particular point, right? Even in one of my papers, I have used the NVO in the thematic analysis, and the reviewer was saying this method is not applicable for this particular study, and I got hammered by that, right? And I did not change a single word, and I said no, this type of studies, including A, B, C, D, E, these 5 papers are that kind of, I was citing some top journal articles saying that they have used this particular methodology. So I believe myself as a researcher, I have the researcher's view, I have my stance, and I believe this is the most applicable one. But I defend myself with the evidence, and the editor-in-chief is having a neutral view. He observes our comments and he gives the whatever the recommendations. And again, when you are disagreeing with a reviewer, try to communicate it back to the reviewer professionally and humbly and academically why you are saying it is not applicable, right? So there is no if you are saying if you think that the journal will reject your paper based on your comment or the counter argument, no, it is a myth. Don't worry, because the editor-in-chief will read, right? And another paper that we recently published in the Tourism Cities Journal, again a Web of Science journal, one guy was 2 reviewers gave us like 80% or 90% good marks, and there are, however, one guy was his conclusion was to reject the article, but we defended it nicely, and the editor-in-chief accepted the paper in that particular review. Actually, it is a different big area to talk. If time permits, maybe we will organize another small session on how to defend your particular study in the eye of the reviewer. So with that, we are going to conclude this particular session. And before concluding, let me share a small Google form with you that I'm going to share with you through the WhatsApp, right? We are going to collect the details of our members who are in the WhatsApp group, Sri Lanka Research Community Members Database. The purpose of this collection is to make small research teams within our network, right? Because, you know, now myself and Dr. Prageet, we are very successful in doing research, and together we have published like 8 or 9 index articles, and Professor Manjula has published about 40 or 50 index articles with collaborations with 20 different scholars, the scholars from 20 different countries, right? Remember, when you swim together, you are most strong, right? So be yourself in a good team, right? And put your heads together and try to swim together. And when after making small teams, and we will help you out to make some to make publications in good index journals. And in the meantime, if you are comfortable to make some to host a kind of a discussion like this, or to initiate a WhatsApp discussion on something, right, please express that as well, and we will make room for that. And with that, before concluding, I'm inviting our participants to speak something if they have any.
Dr. Manoj, there was one question in the list. I have one question. How do I know the predatory journal? Actually, Professor Manjula has already sent this list. But one thing I want to tell you, don't be offended. I think we don't need to find the bad ones. What we need to do, we should find the good ones.
Yeah.
Right. So when you go to a journal, especially journals that are published in these reputed publishers, of course, they are good. But if you want to make sure that that particular journal is good, you can now, for example, when you go to Journal of Marketing, this is a very good journal, and there is separate section. We call it abstracting and index. In every good journal, and not even in good journal, predatory journal, even you can find this one, and you can click on this abstracting and indexing. Click on it, and it will direct you to the indexes or ranking that this journal has been indexed or ranked. Now, if in a particular journal, if you can see clarivatic analysis, social science citation, but you have to make sure you can copy this journal name and you can paste it to the this master journal list, and you can see whether that is indexed. But if in a particular journal, if you can see quadratic analysis, social science citation, ESCI, or likewise, or at least if you can see Scopus, right? And not only these two, but EBSCO, ABI, these are also good indexing. But if you can see these two, if you can see this one, definitely it's good journal. And at least if you can see Scopus, that means that journal is good. But sometimes some journal may mislead you, putting this two word even without even that journal is not indexed. What you need to do, you can go to the master journal list. You can just type it in the Google, and you can go to the Web of Science master journal list and copy the name of the journal and paste it there and find if that journal is indexed in these two, that it will show you that the journal is indexed as SCI or ESCI or SCCI or SCI. Right? That is the, I think, easiest way to find out whether this journal is a good one or not. Right? If these two are there, definitely that journal is good, along with this impact factor.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Viratunga. Thank you. Yeah. And before concluding, I'm inviting one or two participants to make some comments, right? And about how they felt this session. Anything? Okay, there are no such comments from the audience.
Right. Thank you very much, Professor Manjula and dear teams. Actually, I was so proud regarding this gathering, and also especially Professor Manjula invited to me for this group, and actually that invitation I highly appreciate, and I came to here. In this time I have another meeting as well, so I am in that meeting with my phone, and what my interest in here, that is how I got this opportunity to collect this information. And finally, what I have to say in here, Professor Manjula and Dr. Pragit, and also here I think Dr. Manoj, those are the pioneers in this regarding what we are going to do in here in the research interest. So I am very much happy, and I learn more, and I learn a lot from here, and also I hope to work with all you in future. So again, I will thanks all of the team in here, and also especially keynote persons. Again, thank you very much. Filling our gaps and filling our less knowledge, what we call that, what we are going to do in here. Actually, as a Sri Lankan, as a university members, I think that is what we have to do, and that is what our duty. So helping for here to continue our duty. Thank you very much again. So I hope to work with this group further. Again, thanks everyone.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mangala Jayaratne. Right, we can allow one more participant to express themselves, himself or herself. Yeah, Mr. Ravindran.
Good evening, everybody, including Dr. Manoj and Professor Manjula and Dr. Pragit. It was actually, I am Ravindran, actually I am attached to FI University. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Manoj for making this Sri Lankan research community WhatsApp, and through that he is sharing a lot of information and knowledge and experience related to research. So he himself initiated, and by this initiative we had Professor Manjula to explain about how to publish in index journals. Very, very useful session. We got a lot of information related to that, and in the future also we expect some more this type of webinars to be organized to get exposure into the research related to various aspects. Thank you very much, Professor Manjula and Dr. Manoj, for creating this group and sharing a lot of information, spending your time, and intending to improve the research culture in Sri Lanka. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ravindran. Right. Actually, I hope this is the first of this kind of a Zoom session we ever had among the academics, Sri Lankan university academics. Actually, today we have participants from the Wambu University, Sabaragamuwa, Jawadarapura, Rajarata, Kaliniya, Jaffna Open University, and the Pali and Bhikshu University. And finally, and it's my duty to offer the vote of thanks. First and foremost, I thank Professor Manjula Ranagala to accept our invitation on behalf of the Sri Lanka research community. I communicated with him like a day before yesterday evening or yesterday morning, but at the first call he accepted the invitation and he said, let's do this. It is an inspiring program, and thank you very much, Professor. You are a great strength to us and great strength to the Sri Lanka research community and the research network in Sri Lanka. And I also, although they are not here, I must mention Dr. Veerakon from Swinburne University and Dr. Vanigasekara from Edith Cowan University, both from Australia, joined during the first part of the session. Now we have left maybe in the midnight. I appreciate them as well. And I also appreciate all the members who actively participate in our discussions in the Sri Lanka Research Community WhatsApp group. And we look forward to continue with this type of discussions continuously. And we are going to introduce new topics, and we are going to invite new resource persons, right? Maybe a weekly basis or maybe once in fortnight, right? To explain ourselves, right? To elucidate ourselves with new research paradigms and philosophies, right? And your interactions are much important in the WhatsApp group, so we know that you are following us and we know you are educating yourself. I also thank Dr. Veeratunga, Dr. Disanayaka, who actively contributed to this particular discussions, moderating the discussions, giving different examples, right, by quickly referring through the Google and doing all those sort of things. I really appreciate that. And Dr. Veeratunga is like my brother, and always we discuss together, and with Professor Manjula we get the advices. We try to enhance the research culture within our academic careers, right? With that, I wind up this session, and thank you very much again, everyone, for joining with us today, and stay safe. In the meantime, I'm inviting Professor Manjula, Dr. Veeratunga, and Dr. Disanayak to remain in the Zoom meeting. Thank you all, and good night. Professor Manjula, දැන් හොයාගන්න පුළුවන් මේ රෙකෝඩින් එක දාලා කවුද ගියේ කියලා. Professor Manjula.
ඔව්.
දැන් හොයාගන්න පුළුවන් රෙකෝඩින් එක දාලා මීටින් එකේ නැත්තේ කවුද කියලා.
අයින් කරමුනේ.
ඔව් අයින් කරන්න යනවා. රයිට්.
මම ඉන්නද?
නෑ ඔබට ඉන්න කිව්වා.
නෑ මම බැලුවා මනෝජ් නතර වෙනකොට තේ එකක්වත් දෙන්න දන්නේ නැහැ කියලා.
නෑ මේ පේමන්ට් එක දෙන්න පේමන්ට් එක දෙන්න
පේමන්ට් එක.
Really, thank you.
හරි ගියා කට්ටිය ගියා ඒ කමෙන්ට් එක දාන්න.
කට්ටිය ගියා නේ මම අයින් කරා.
ගියා අයින් කරාද?
අයින් කරා.
හරි වැඩි අනේ මේ හොඳට ගියා නේ. thank you අයියේ. මංජුලයි.
අනේ ඕ මල්ලි මේ ඇත්තටම ෂෝක් ඈ මේ ප්‍රගීතයා.
Oh.